Bienvenue. Welcome, everybody. This is for my existing students. It is a first lesson in preparation for either going to secondary or junior cert. I'd like you to use this video as a resource video. So I'll go through the basics and I'd like you to repeat often so you can stop the recording and repeat as many times as you like, or go through a section of it and repeat it another day, as works best for you, but do repeat it several times. And also, if you have any questions, you can always contact me, or we'll do something in class. But I'll go through it quite quickly. However, you can pause it as you need to. On va commencer avec l'alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Once you have practiced that a few times, you can spell these two names at the bottom, and also you can write your name and surname and practice spelling those. Ton nom in French is your family name or surname. Ton prénom is your first name. The two most important verbs in French and a lot of other languages are être, to be, and avoir, to have. Our pronouns are je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, elle. So that is I, you, he, she, we, informal, us, you, plural, and they. The je becomes J apostrophe when it's followed by a vowel. Also, the pronunciation of some of the words change, again, if it is followed by a vowel. In French, you have the regular A, E, I, O, and U vowels, but you also have H. In French, most H, the use of H is usually adopted like a vowel, so the preceding word, the end of that word would be pronounced. So, for example, here we have a vowel, so we'll pronounce this, and here as well we'll have a vowel. So you need to listen to here we don't pronounce this, here we do. So I'll go through this, and again I'd like you to repeat. We do it slowly to exaggerate the sounds so that you get used to the correct pronunciation, and it also helps with your comprehension. So we start off slowly, and then as we become confident, we can speed up. So, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est. So this is pronounced here. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. So be careful that this is a very soft S sound, because here it's going to be important to distinguish the difference. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, on a. Nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So I've exaggerated this so that you understand there's a Z sound in there as opposed to an S. Otherwise, it's hard to know whether you're saying they have, or sorry, they are, or they have. So, ils sont, ils ont. So practice that. If you are introducing yourself, we've done this work together, it's important that you also engage with another person in conversation. And a very easy way to do that is to use the little question tag et toi, which is and you. So you might say ça va, bien et toi. So you can use this at the end of a lot of different phrases. However, you can also ask the complete question if you know how to do that. So if we want to talk about our age, you can give your age, ask the other person, and they will respond. So depending on your age, you can say j'ai 12 ans. Et toi, quel âge as-tu? J'ai 13 ans. So practice that. This one is giving your nationality, saying basically which country you come from. Here you must pay attention to the fact that if it's masculine, you pronounce it differently to feminine. So a boy would say je suis irlandais, and a girl would say je suis irlandaise. So you can say je suis irlandais, et toi, quelle est ta nationalité? And the other person might say je suis français or je suis française, depending on whether it's a boy or a girl. So please note that with a vowel here, we pronounce the end of je suis irlandais. So we pronounce the end of the je suis. When you are talking about where you live, unlike English where you say I live in Kildare in Ireland, in French you have a different word depending on whether you're talking about the town or the country. And this is very important for your junior cert. You have to say, for a town, you have to say a, and for the country, you have to say on, or on, depending on whether it's followed by a vowel. So if you want to say, I live in Kildare in Ireland, you say, j'habite à Kildare, en Irlande. And here you notice we've dropped the E from je because it's followed by a H. So j'habite à Kildare en Irlande. Et toi, où habites-tu? And the person might say Paris in France, and that would sound like j'habite à Paris en France. And here you don't pronounce the N. So if you want to create a negative, so you want to say I'm not Irish, you have to imagine the phrase as a sandwich, and you have two pieces of bread and something in the middle. So here we have the pronoun je, suis is the verb, and irlandais is the nationality. So the sandwich basically is made by putting two words, one on either side of the verb. This is the verb. The two words we use are ne and pas. So we have the pronoun, which is je ne suis pas irlandais. And here we have it again. Now, this won't be pronounced because it's not beside irlandais. However, this is, so we can connect this. Je ne suis pas irlandais. Or, je ne suis pas irlandaise. However, in French, sometimes when people speak quickly, you don't hear this. However, you must always write it. So you could say, Je suis pas irlandais. When we're talking, asking people how they are, we can ask comment ça va, or simply ça va, or comment tu vas. You might say ça va bien, ça va très bien. Ça va mal is not usually used, but it's really when you're quite unwell. You could just say ça ne va pas bien, or ça va pas bien, ça va pas bien. This is because we don't hear this normally in everyday speech. So, les émotions, je suis, I am, and these are the various things you can say. So, I think you can guess what the words mean by looking at the cartoons. So, I'll read each phrase using je suis. Je suis content. If I'm a girl, which I am, I would say je suis contente. Je suis triste. Je suis fâchée. Je suis malade. Je suis en forme. Je suis fâchée. Now again, I would like you to repeat everything I say, so you need to possibly stop the recording sometimes to do that, but you need to practice that a few times. Here is a little exercise. Once you've practiced the phrases a few times, I'd like you to respond to these 6 questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, using this format here that I've given you an example of. So, tu es content? If it's positive, oui, oui, je suis content. If it's a negative, we say non, je ne suis pas content. So here I'd like you to respond to my questions in the negative or the positive, as I've indicated in the brackets. You can also practice both if you want. So the first one is tu es contente, or tu es content, tu es triste, tu es malade, tu es fâché, tu es en forme, tu es fatigué, tu es fatigué. Merci beaucoup. So please take your time with this recording and use it as a resource as you need to, and I'll get another recording to you soon. Merci, à bientôt.